Alright. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
So that darkness is synonymous with ignorance, because when you're in darkness, and you can't see where you're going, you're not in the knowing. You're not in the knowing of what's around you. You're confused. Right? That's going on with people today, the worldwide masses. Metaphorically and mentally, they're not in the knowing. They're not aware. They just say what beers they're going to drink, what party they're going to go to, what wine, what fete, what party, and so on and so on. But they're not really in the knowing. Only the elect, which we're praying we're part of, only they are in the knowing. All right? So go on with darkness.
But Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Now hold on, go to Isaiah 9 verse 2.
Yeah, the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them had the light shine.
So that light in the shadow of death is America, Babylon the Great. All right, it goes just hand in hand with that Isaiah 60. That darkness, that ignorance. They lack knowledge. All right, plenty knowledge. They lack plenty of knowledge. All right.
And so and then that land,
Isaac Kevin Marker.
And that land, the land of the shadow of death is really typing America.
Yeah.
That's the land of the shadow of death. You understand? Yeah. Because when you go in America, it's just death surrounding you. Anything you try to partake of across there that isn't of this truth is darkness. That's why he say he will save the tents of Judah first. So we begin to wake up. You understand? With the knowledge of the truth. You understand? Well,
I want to say something.
What?
Yeah, because Babylon is really the shadow of death. America, because everything in Babylon was set up for Jakes to fall. Even the food products. You understand? Even the food products was set up for Jakes to fall. That is why Psalm 23 comes into a great word. Do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? I will fear no evil. You understand? Because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Because as the brothers and was wrote a lesson just recently with food and how to make it these pork. Yeah, come. With these pork thing and it's so cheap. Yeah, and with this food over there and most of them is pork. So these jakes over there will quicker buy the pork because they're cheaper, because they're trying to consume all their money to save, you understand? And still eat. So Babylon is really the shadow of death because it's only setting a way for jakes to go off.
That's right. Everything in this world is set up for jakes to go off. Everything. When you wear clothes, it's not even pure cotton or pure polyester, that's when you mix. Why are you doing mix? Mix this, mix that. The chemtrails, the thing you breathe, you're drinking. When you're drinking blue waters, they got chemicals in it. You got niggas say, oh, I'm drinking water. That's not pure water. That could be freaking radiation and chemicals all in it. Are you drinking water? You don't know what you're drinking? You sure about that? You sure you eating healthy? I'm eating healthy. I'm eating, nah. A lot of these so-called, these low-fat foods is more worse than the actual regular normal food. You go to have a Coke. They don't want the regular Coke. They want the zero Coke, the light Coke, which is dangerous. Diet Coke. That thing is worse.
About precept there, just to back up Isaiah 9 verse 2. There's a Psalms 23 verse 4. He says, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You understand? And we have evil surround us all over. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me, which is the scriptures here that will comfort you in the last days. We have just said the Lord to comfort us in this dark and evil land, which is called the valley of the shadow of death. You know what I'm saying? Well, bring it out.
Isaiah 25 verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
So what is that veil? That veil is that image. The image is that veil spread over all nations, and it's inserted in these people's pineal gland. It's inserted, it's embedded in them.
Yeah, Khan, that veil is also Caesar Borgia.
Yeah, that's what I said. The
Jesus
image,
Christ,
the image of Borgia.
Yeah, that's right.
But they're gonna start doing that positive. They're gonna start doing that physical. How it's embedded in people's mind. They're gonna be doing a chip.
Yeah,
Everyone's have to get a chip. Everyone.
That's how we do. That's how we know we in the valley of the shadow of death.
Watch this. They're gonna be advertising.
Walk in truth.
Commonly gonna be advertising. Take this shit. Take this shit.
No, and as the brother said, the brother saw on point. Just recently had an advertisement going on, right, in England, that when they go into these football games, instead of having tickets to show at the gate, you know, it had this thing and they just walk and go click. You understand? The man will just swipe in hand right here, beep, and just walk through. So it didn't have no security people. It had like a one security just stand up, just making sure they just beeping off and going through. You understand? So that was all formal, all planned. So you're just feeding them piece by piece, bit by bit. Like, you know, you gotta let newborn, you gotta feed them spoon by spoon, take your time with them. And this is what they do in them in this game. Understand?
Alright, verse 3. Yeah, verse 3, yeah.
Verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thy eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together.
And he talk about the Gentiles coming into the light. We're gonna bring up a beautiful piece of the Gentiles coming to the light. I think the northern kingdom coming back to the light of God's word, understanding the law. You understand? And Paul said that we was alien from the covenant. Now we come back to the covenant through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, dying on the cross and what shedding his blood to the 12 tribes of
That's right.
Israel.
You see, in the two Dirty heathens, they think that the Gentiles there is talking about the heathens.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They walk, boy. They really walk.
Yeah.
Zephaniah 2, verse 1 through 2. It says, gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation of Zion.
We are that nation that not desire. We are the Israelites. We are the 12 tribes. We are that nation that not desire. Nobody desires these Negroes out there either. You understand? But what we do, we have a promise within the word, which is Zephaniah 2:1. He said, gather yourself together, O nation, not desire. That is God's promise unto us that we will gather together. You understand? Even though we're not desired by the heathen. And we're supposed to be desired by the heathen. Because we're preaching what? Hell coming for the heathen. That's what we're preaching, which is slavery.
And that is so on point, because these heathens don't desire we, because that goes back to Psalm 83. They confederated and gave the children of Israel. And it's trying to cut them up from being a one nation. So the Most High come back and say, in the land of all the captivity in Baruch chapter 3, I think Baruch chapter 3 and 8, the Most High said, in the land of all the captivity, I'll remember my name. You understand? And serve me in truth and in spirit. You understand?
It says, before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the shaft, before the first fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. You have that scripture marked down, right?
Yeah, we did.
Alright, read that first. Yeah.
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8 and 7. He said, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by doing both one commit iniquity, but of unrighteousness dealing in injuries and riches got by deceit.
God by what?
God by deceit.
Yeah, how the so-called white man got America by deceit. Read that part again, Axel Aki.
Yeah. He said, because of unrighteousness dealing.
Because of unrighteous dealing. What did he do to the North American Indians, the tribe of God? You understand? They stretch out their hands in friendship and he rewarded them evil. And they got smallpox. Remember? They got smallpox in the history. You understand? And kill off the water buffalo and thing. Yeah.
Right.
This is talking about a translation. This is talking about a translation. How just like in what's this movie, Trading Places.
Yeah, come.
It's gonna be a real life trading place. It's gonna trade places. How we're low now, we're the lowest of nations. We're gonna be the highest of nations.
Of course.
Intellectually, spiritually, physically, mentally, physically, and always financially. Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna be the highest.
I have to back up my brother on that. He said trading places. Let me back him up on that.
Why is it? Yeah, there's rich Jakes, but some of these rich Jakes had to give it up. They haven't been over. like Jay-Z.
I've,
Jay-Z gave it up. Beyonce, Rihanna, these niggas are gone. And you know, it's funny because before I left the works, look at this girl called Maya. She's been singing R&B. But Jay-Z tried to do a contract with her, make a deal with her and say, come on, come to my team. And Maya said, hell nah. And she never got big. Because she stood her ground. And then sell out. Alright? Go on.
right?
Wait.
Because of unrighteousness dealing, injuries and riches got by deceit. He said the kingdom is translated from one people to
kingdom is
another.
what?
It's translated from one people to another.
So the kingdom, this kingdom right now is Esau kingdom. Right? He running the show right now. But really can you hear them?
What's it? Man, well, so task. You play in there?
See, you don't see the series doing that. You don't see this high Chinese, so you don't see them doing that. Sprinkle Ilmas, but it's predominantly Jakes doing that.
Read over that scripture again, huh?
Yeah. I was at the farm 7, right?
Captain, that's true.
Right? He said because of unrighteous dealing.
He says so because of unrighteous dealing, where the white man deal unrighteous with the whole of Israel, from Judah straight down to Issachar, read. And
Injury.
still doing that, when you look at the tribe of Issachar, what Donald Trump doing, not building a wall or build a wall in America to keep all the Issacharites from coming to coming out to the brethren, Judah?
Even some of the Venezuelans are them too. Because some of them is Ephraim, them is Spanish, you understand? And Donald Trump is the man who banned them from doing export-import.
Exactly.
You understand? So they're still up to this day
But you see-
doing Israel wickedness.
But you see, the Illuminati and these Rockefellers and Rothschild, they know the prophecy. The so-called white man, he know the prophecy. He know that the Lord say, Judah and Ephraim will not fight each other anymore, but they will become as one. They know the prophecy, and they will do anything in their power to keep that prophecy from coming together. You understand? So he
But
built
they
a,
will.
so he built a wall of what? The scripture call it a wall of partition, you know? Bam, bam, bam. Salaki, a wall to separate the Issacharite dudes from the Judah people, you understand? So the Israel may not be one anymore. But by the power of Yahweh Shai and Mashiach, we will be one. That is truth. Where that?
Yeah. Right? He said injuries and riches got by deceit.
He said injuries and riches are what?
Got by deceit.
Yeah, they say they got it by deceit. And always a deceitful thing with the so-called white man, but all these other nations. Read.
He said the kingdom is translated.
The kingdom is what?
Translated.
Yeah, so soon as Yahweh Shai and those angels touched on the scene with those chariots, the kingdom will be what?
Translated
It's being translated where?
from one people to another.
From the Edomites to the Israelites, from one people to another. It's just straight in place. The brother brought it out, it's straight in place. You know? And that's what we're preaching. Like this guy here, this gyro man here.
He going in slavery.
He going in slavery.
Yeah, that's
he
it,
will make
bro.
gyro for the rest of his life. You understand? And so it goes.
Don't worry, all them sellers. Free gyro just now.
Where that?
We continue.
Right?
So this is verse 4.
Wait.
Let's finish.
What you left off on? Let me see.
Anything you're gonna find?
Right, with tonight. He said that earth.
No. Cut it on them.
No. Go ahead.
Go down there?
Yeah.
He said the earth, thy earth and thy ashes pound.
Right.
There is not a more wicked thing than a
Covetous.
Right.
Covetous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Covetous.
Covetous man. For such
A covetous man.
Yeah.
And Esau, he really a covetous man. He a wicked man. He's the evil, he's the devil on the earth.
right.
Yeah man, blessings. Well,
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, so he said, for such and one setting his own soul to sail, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
he cast away his what?
His bowels.
Yeah, while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. You understand? Go ahead.
The physician cutteth off a long disease.
A what?
a long disease.
A long disease, where
And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
he said, he that is today a king, the Lord said, but tomorrow he surely die.
See, how
Well,
has a way with words. Have you noticed? He said tomorrow. But it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Esau has been in rulership for how long?
Wow.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
He's saying
Since, ever since Israel fell, that was the day.
So he said the king today, tomorrow slaves, but it's been a while. So it's been a short while to him. You know?
I thought years like I even go with the road.
Yeah, come.
Yes, and Peter's. We don't got against that. Go back to the
Alright, this is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 4. He said, lift up thy eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thy heart shall fail, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee.
Because the abundance of the sea, that type of the people, the sea is the multitude of people shall be what?
Converted to thee.
Well,
You understand? Like I know it's the night time to go up Baruch 3 and starting from 6.
God.
No, it's the right time to be doing that.
Isaiah. Isaac. Isaac.
Start from 6 and
One
7.
from Isaiah 11:11.
let me begin. The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 6 to 7. He said, for thou art the Lord our power, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. Verse 7. For this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity.
Huh? So that's what the Most High said. Right here. You understand? He said, you will put the fear in our heart. So the fear come back in Israel's heart to come back to what? The law, statutes, and commandments,
God.
and convert to the multitude. Israel. Like the brother was preaching yesterday, you know, the dust was in we eye. So it was going to confusion. But now the Most High come back and he put back his fear in our heart. You understand? As he said in Ezekiel, I think it's 38, he said, I will remove that fleshy heart. You understand? He will move that stony heart and give you a heart of his flesh. You understand? Move back into
That's something, yeah?
Malachi chapter 3 and 11. He said, and I will rebuke the divorce for your sake,
Yes.
and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground.
Yeah, right.
Neither shall your vine cast her fruits before the time in the field, said the Lord of hosts. 12. He said, and all nations,
And all what?
nations
And all nations
shall call you blessed.
shall call the Israelite blessed. When
Yeah.
that kingdom is restored to Israel, every nation going to call the Israelite blessed. Just as how every nation will bow to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, they will also bow to Israel. Because we are the children of the Father
That's right.
and the children of the prophets. So all have to bow to this nation, Israel. The nation that why the brother bring out Zephaniah 2 and 1. That was a beautiful Yapa precept. Gather yourself together, all nation not desire. Because pretty soon the nation will desire you.
Yeah, he said so. Let me show it. He said, for ye shall be a delightsome land,
Where?
said the Lord of hosts.
In other words, a land desire to dwell in. The world will want to dwell in this land. Go ahead.
He said, your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve Yahweh.
Yeah, they say it is vain to serve Yahweh. Well,
And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances?
yeah, what profit it is that we have kept his ordinance? And even some Jakes will say that too.
Yeah.
What profit are they doing by coming out on the
Two-thirds.
street and doing this? The two-thirds. That's why we don't like the two-thirds. The two-thirds, I don't give a damn, I don't like the two-thirds. I hate the two-thirds. Really and truly, I hate, Yashala, I hate the two-thirds. But these two-thirds don't want to wake up. The more these two-thirds rebel and become and stay as niggas, is the more we suffer in this wicked ass kingdom. Well, bring it out,
Right.
Doc.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it. And that we have walked mournfully before the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Yeah, the Lord put us to mourn because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. Read.
And now we call the proud happy.
And now we what?
Call the proud happy.
Yeah, these Edomites are very happy. Well,
Yea, they that work wickedness.
They that what?
Work wickedness.
yeah, they that work wickedness. Who is the wicked man on the earth? Esau, the so-called white man. He is the number one enemy. Like Apostle Paul was saying, know your enemy, nigga. Know your enemy. Well,
Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up.
and what?
Are set up.
Yeah, the Lord set them up to be the wicked. Well,
Yea, they that tempt Yahweh
They that
are
what?
even delivered.
they that tempt Yahweh, and if we even have some of our people just tempt the Lord. When the Lord said, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God, right? That's some of them that tempt the Lord. Well,
He said then, 16. He said, then they that fear the Lord Yahweh,
but they that fear the Lord, who is it that fear the Lord? The men that out here sign and crying for all the abomination that we sin. We are the ones that fear the Lord, the 1/3 that waking up to the heritage. Well,
yeah, they that fear the Lord Yahweh speak often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it.
yeah, because we speak one to another, how we speak godly conversation. Remember the scripture, you could get that in where Paul said, let your conversation be of godly edifying or something like that. In I think in Ephesians or them.
Yeah, I know you talking about.
Holy conversation. Yeah. Just bring out that scripture. for us.
Ephesians.
Because we speak one to another with holy words, with righteous words.
That's right.
The comfort of brother is righteousness. I can't tell a brother something out of time because that will be like I going back in the world.
That's right.
And we are not men of the world, we are men of the spirit. We hate this world. And we're supposed to hate this world. And we're supposed to hate the 2/3. And we're supposed to hate the heathens.
That's right.
You know, Christian doctrine.
It's a righteous.
You have it that?
Ephesians 4:22.
Yeah, Ephesians 4:22, well,
He put up concerning the former conversation.
you put up what?
The former conversation.
Your filthy communication, well,
The old man,
the old man,
which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust,
which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, well,
and be renewed in the spirit of your mind,
and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, well,
and that you put on the new man,
and you put on the new man, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That the new man, well,
which after Mashiach is created in righteousness,
which
and holiness.
which is unto Mashiach is created in righteousness unto what? Unto holiness. So we can't be like the 2/3. Well, I continue.
Yeah, let me go start. 16. Then they that fear the Lord Yahweh speak often one to another.
Yeah, we speak often one to another. That's why when Booker was in Trinidad, the elder used to say, communication, brothers, is a must.
That's right.
We must communicate. Well,
Right, you say, and the Lord Yahweh hearkened and heard it.
and the Lord what?
Hearkened and heard it.
Yeah, the Lord Yahweh hearkened and heard our conversation. You understand? The Lord ain't hearing no foolish conversation, you know. That's not what's going on. He don't have time. The Lord don't have time to waste. This is in 99th hour. No time to waste. 2018. And the so-called Babylon year. No time to waste. Well,
And a book of remembrance was written before him.
yeah, everything is recorded. The angel of the Lord is right here on spot recording everything we say. And everything these heathens say. And everything
Right.
the 2/3 say, the angel of the Lord have it recorded.
That's right.
That's why he will stand before the Lord on the day of judgment and give account to every idle word it say.
That's scripture.
Bring it out.
Matthew 12:37.
Go on now.
For by thy words thou should be justified.
By thy word, what?
By thy words thou should be justified.
He said, the Lord said, by thy words, by your words, are they justified, well,
And by thy words thou should be condemned.
and by your very same words, you will be condemned. That's why the angel of the Lord records everything. These niggas say they get away. They not get away. Esau think he get away. No, he not get away. Well, I continue.
Oh God, yeah. So let me get you. He said, and a book of remembrance was written before him
Well,
for them that fear the Lord Yahweh,
for they that fear the Lord Yahweh, well,
and that true upon his and that slacky and that thought upon his name,
and that call upon his name, well, that thought upon his name, well,
and they shall be mine.
And
Said the Lord Yahweh of
yeah, and
hosts.
these people that call upon his name, the Lord said they're going to be mine. Well,
Right? Yeah, he said that shall be mine. So in that day when I make up my jewels,
in that day when I make up my jewel, who the jewel? We are the jewels. We are the ones signing cry. We are Yahweh jewel. We are Yahweh Mashim, Yahweh Shai jewels. Not these wicked 2/3, they are not the jewel. They're wallowing in mud right now. You understand? You can't make them out. They don't know if it's an Israelite or a heathen. But the heathens and the Israelites doing the same thing. That's all. And like the Israelites kind of surpassing them with wickedness too. Because Jacob is some kind of Where that?
That goes back. I think it's Jeremiah 4 verse 22. He said, my people are wise to do evil, but to do good they have not known.
Yappa, go ahead.
You understand? And I had a precept for you, but as I was reading, I wanted them to finish, and then I'll bring the precept.
No problem. Go finish it up.
Right, you see, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son
Yeah.
that saveth him.
Can, because the Lord said, well, we have not, well, our father will go beat us because why? We was doing the works.
Right.
But if he wasn't doing the works of your father, then he ought to get some legs. As simple as that.
Yeah.
That is it or not? But let me go to the precept, right? And we'll continue on that. That's beautiful.
This is just to back up when God was saying about these two thirds niggas, you understand? This is time for these niggas to be mourning, but instead of these niggas mourning, as the brother said, they can't even tell if there's Israelites or heathen. You understand? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 2. And ye are puffed up and have not rather mourned. So these niggas puffed up and didn't rather to mourn. You understand? That he that had done this deed might be taken away.
Now he doesn't know understand. Never watch that.
1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 2. And ye are puffed up and have not rather mourned, that he had done this deed might be taken away from among you. For verily, as absent in body, but present in spirit. So Paul let these niggas know, yeah, I mightn't be here in body, but the spirit, huh?
Yeah.
You understand? He said the spirit moveth excessively and teacheth excessively to the spirit. You understand? To the Rakako Dash. All these brothers and all these brothers around the world was taught. Understand? So continue, right?
That's right, Doc.
He said, in the body, but present in spirit, I have judged you already. I have judged you already,
Well,
as though I were present concerning him that had so done this deed.
And you know, as he said that, they slack, and as I read that, that Paul going back to reincarnation, as we just bring it out, and the apostle bring it out. Paul said, I have judged you already, as though I was there with you, because we know we are the very said apostles come back. We are the very said prophets come back.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead,
He said, in the name of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, when ye are gathered together, and my spirit with the power of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to deliver such and one unto Satan. So these two thirds niggas are going to be delivered unto Satan. Guess for what? For destruction. You understand? For destruction. He said to deliver such and one unto Satan for destruction of the flesh. You understand? So all these two thirds niggas, you understand, instead of them mourn, they want to live lavish and free where, yeah, we can party and, forget about the Lord's statutes and commandments. But the Lord gonna fuck your niggas up.
That's right.
You understand? He said to deliver such and one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Yahushua.